Previously on the Cosmic Vagabonds. And now, the continuation of the Cosmic Vagabonds.
Is it just me, or is this really weird?
Oh no, it's totally weird.
Also, where's that music coming from?
Come on, they have no idea. That, my friend, is a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, I've seen more.
What the?
My eyes.
Anything. Cecil, is this you?
Gentlemen, welcome to the Pantheon.
The Pantheon.
Hey!
And we're back here. Cosmic Vagabonds.
On the ship. Coming off of that track, it was another one by the Cosmic Krill. It was an oldie, but it was a goodie. So
They're killing it right now, though.
they are.
They're killing it.
Yeah, I think they've been. They announced a new tour.
Yep.
I'm not sure the dates.
Yep.
Because it's in a system that doesn't make any sense to me. So time is weird there.
They're like shrimp, right? So,
Well, and I mean, you know how this goes. I mean, like we can spin their tunes. We play their music. We have limited access to their schedule, and their marketing team doesn't really like us very much, which is fine.
They're angry lobsters. Literally.
I made a joke about them
Literally.
being crab people, and that did not go over well.
Yeah, they
At all.
Yeah, it's any
bad.
crustacean jokes just go over their heads.
Over.
Under their heads? Over? I don't know.
Over
Under.
one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Space oceans.
worth
Hey.
to mention through.
It's been a week. It's been a crazy week for all of us out here in the verse. And before we wrap up the show, we were talking. Cecil was talking more than
Smack.
any one of us.
Talking smack.
Usually.
But we figured that'd be a nice time to be able to throw another Pantheon at you guys. Vagabond Pantheon right now. Love it.
That's the theme song.
All right, the Vagabond
Nailed
Pantheon. For anybody who is new listening in on the show, the Vagabond Pantheon are we pick either a TV show, a movie, we pick an era, we pick a decade, whatever it be,
A person,
a person, place, or a
animal,
noun,
an animal,
an animal,
or a thing.
or stuff.
Next week it's harmonicas.
Oh, you guys, riveting shit. But no, so we basically lionize and we valorize exactly what it is that we believe belongs to at the upper echelon, or in this case, the Pantheon.
The god tier.
Yeah, that's God tier. That is something that is beyond reproach.
It's an ethos.
So,
It's definitely an ethos.
oh yeah.
Which
Oh,
I didn't actually realize this until I looked up I knew the Pantheon, the Greek Pantheon, but
yeah.
I didn't actually realize that it was like a whole like god related thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I made the connection. Well, I didn't make the connection, so I did after I read some stuff on it.
Hey, we got there.
Yeah, I got there. You were already there.
I'm a member.
Hey,
Mm,
Okay.
Yes, you are.
That might be
We're
the
all-
most spectacular humble brag I think you've done
That's
yet,
right.
Cecil.
We're all members.
Yeah.
We're all members of this.
We're all gods in our hearts. But we are going to elect in a very brand new Pantheon here, the Pantheon of 90s animated cartoons.
And it is a good one.
Oh, we got some good ones here today. Here is the first class of 90 animated cartoons. We're going to start with the number one, and I don't think it would be right for me to introduce this one.
So okay,
I think that you should be the one to introduce this one, Mike.
we're not putting these in order yet. So
No, in no
We're-
particular order.
we're starting. Yeah, we're starting.
No
we're
particular
starting
order.
with we picked 5
Yes.
that we had a connection with, and then we'll expound. But my ultimate 90s cartoon,
Oh yeah.
and I guess probably
Favorite show?
I don't know about favorite show.
Okay.
It set my course, if you will,
Oh,
for my entire life.
the life path.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All-time classic.
And I have recently started rewatching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
And as goofy as it is, it's still really fun. And I still like it.
It's good. No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
it's a
we'll have
slight,
to.
yeah.
I'm a little chagrined that we didn't think about this ahead of time. But behind me, and we'll have to get some B-roll. I've actually got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie poster right here,
Oh yeah.
and the NECA
She's-
figures
She's beautiful.
over here. And it inspired so much of my little me creativity in the 90s that I had every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure probably through the, I don't know, maybe like,
Did you do Turtles in Time?
yes.
So did I.
I had figures, all the figures up until then. I think the first 20 or so series of figures.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking like maybe 100 and so figures. I still have them, all of them.
I know. Yeah.
And then
I'm jealous.
And then when they started to get too wacky is when, and I was getting a little bit older, I'm like, the transform. Oh no, I had the transforming ones. Who am I kidding?
Oh,
Where
the
they
ones where the heads would flip, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you have? Okay, so I still have some of these. I believe, Raphael was a football player.
Yeah.
And I have
one of them-
Donatello was a hockey player.
so Leo, I think, was a
um,
baseball player.
Yeah, Leo was a baseball player.
Yeah.
What was Mikey?
Were you guys like babies when you were doing this?
I was a kid begging.
You were like running around with the
and-
trash
and-
can lid
no,
on your back
I-
and the bucket helmet and
No,
and the
I
sticks.
I would rake lawn. I would rake lawns, and I would beg to shovel driveways. Like, can I please have $5 to do this? Because I
was
would
gonna say,
I would
these are
beg
not
and
cheap.
plead.
These are not cheap.
I was an only
things.
child.
No, so yeah,
That's
Michael.
my only explanation, is I was an only child.
he
so.
wins. He wins. I had a little monster that I had to contend with, and then an older monster who wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah.
And of course, he got all the good toys because he actually was old enough to have a job. And I was just like,
Well, and this, okay, not
I'll
to
bake you cookies for $1. And they're like, get out of here, brat.
And so off the rails already with TMNT, because we're talking about the cartoon. This
Yes.
is the Pantheon for cartoons. But I do want to say that I do think this is a late 80s, early 90s total marketing thing. Is the whole idea is to have a show that you could make toys for, to sell the toys, because
100%.
it was a $1 billion market or whatever at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I have no idea about numbers.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Yeah.
One of my besties had issue number 1.
That's actually a good segue because I think that, no, to add to Mike's point, this becoming something as a vehicle, the cartoon is a vehicle for selling toys.
Mhm.
Especially when you compare it to like the comic, the source material, which is black and white.
It was
and
coming,
very
yeah, it was
dark, very
edgy,
coming
yeah.
out of the
edgy,
90s,
very
or
gritty.
coming out of the 80s, which was the me generation.
Yeah, I've got
Oh, yeah.
the
This
I've
is
got the
commercialization, yeah, I would
I've
agree
got
with
the
that.
first graphic novel from whatever that was. It would have been 88, 89, something
Mhm.
like that. The first so it was like whatever the combination of the first
Mhm.
comics. I
Oh,
still
yeah,
have
yeah.
that. Um,
But it's
but
so crazy that like you get a show that's made to sell toys that's still good, and you never in a million years would have thought that that would be the show that we would get, given the source material and how dark it is and how brooding it is. Like
right.
that is such a wild. I can't think
But
of
it's
another.
different.
Well, I
It's
mean,
Yeah,
totally different.
I can't think of another property where the juxtaposition is
Yeah,
so
it's
is
totally different.
just so
Yeah,
vast.
it's like
it's wild to me.
anything, and then you get into the movie, which is it's still rated PG, but it's darker and edgier, and that was a hard sell because they were going from the cartoon to this movie, which is not as lighthearted.
Yeah, a lot of parents
but
wouldn't let your
No.
kids go. They're like, no way.
but I remember
Yeah.
going. I remember going to see it.
I mean,
and,
they get beaten bloody in the apartment fight.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
bad.
I mean,
like I
yeah,
mean,
shit goes down. I mean,
Raphael's hurt.
Splinter like almost dies.
Splinter
like-
almost dies. Like they have to nurse Raphael back to
Mhm.
health. Was it April's family farm? Isn't
Yeah.
that where they go?
Mm-hmm.
So
and toss him in the bathtub and call it good.
all good. He's nailed it.
Yeah.
But I think what
Bathroom cheese.
but what TMNT did best, and like I mean, when I watch clips here and there from episodes. There's a really really great website. It's Cartoon Rewind. And
Mhm.
it,
Yeah.
it allows a lot of these 80s cartoons and 90s cartoons to be able to watch without, like getting blasted in your wallet by having to pay for all these subscriptions, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that I found very amazing that not only is the show still good, being so wildly different from the source material, but also there is like a narrative arc.
Yes.
They're like the
No, I
story
was
arcs
just
with
going to
like
mention that.
with
Yeah.
like Baxter, like you have the Stockman arc.
Yeah,
The
I'm like
Splinter arc. Like,
what,
it's
maybe
kinda
like
crazy. They could pull that off.
14 or 15 episodes in.
Yeah.
And it's still the same arc. I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically just one long movie almost. You're
It's
I mean,
kinda-
there's like
yeah.
it's almost like there's an interesting
Serial-
thing that
yeah.
happens each week, but it's still which you get now with modern
Oh, yeah.
shows and cartoons, and it's an overarching story.
But yeah, but that's exactly it, Michael. It's an overarching story, but I also think the core idea was so absurd and yet worked so well. I mean, it really think about it. It's like teenagers that are mutants, that are turtles,
and
that are
they're
ninjas.
ninjas.
I mean, where would you expect? It's so absurd, and then people are like, "Hey, it works."
Well, the thing
I
is
like
that
that.
it literally hit every single, like, if you were a teen or a kid in the late 80s going into the 90s, it literally hit the sweet spot. It's like almost like a 4-quadrant type of
Kung
property,
Fu
right?
theater.
Because you
Mhm.
have
Yep.
they're teenagers, so you immediately are going to appeal to kids that wish they were teenagers, like some of the older kids in the neighborhood or their brothers and sisters. Mutants we're in the era where now we've got different wild properties, like comics are really coming into their own. The X-Men, Spider-Man, like so mutants are now within the popular culture. We're really starting to hear more of that now. That's becoming more common in the lexicon. Ninjas, the 80s was the decade for ninjas. I mean, American Ninja
Oh.
we watched 1,000 times. In the
Freaking
90s, Three Ninjas,
Ninja Gaiden,
Ninja
like,
Gaiden,
yeah.
yes, for Nintendo. And then Turtles, who doesn't like Turtles? But also, they love pizza. They love all the things that teenagers love.
I've
Like
got a-
they're so relatable to their audience.
real quick funny story
and
about
they
pizza.
fight crime.
And
Please.
ninjas and
So
turtles.
Yeah.
when
and
I was a wee little one, and okay, so I think the first was it 88 or 89 when the first and again we should have looked this up.
The
ahead of time.
movie?
No, the first season of Turtles. It didn't start in the 90s. It started in I think it was the
I
last.
want to say it was.
It's in the late 80s somewhere.
Yeah.
around
I
there.
want to say 89.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, nope, 87. I
80
just looked it up. It's
Yes.
1987.
Because the figure started coming out in 88. And you know how I know that?
And the first game was released in 89. Well
Yeah,
done.
on the
Yep,
on the
that's it.
NES. Yeah, which was everybody that underwater level with the mines.
Was
the-
the electric eels where you have to defuse all the bombs
so
in the
here's
dam.
so yeah here's little like 7-8-year-old me with getting my turtle figures, and I can remember getting my first turtle figures. My uncle Ted actually brought me back a Leonardo. This is when I was the youngest out of all the grandkids at the time,
Mhm.
back in the late 80s. I got Leonardo, a foot soldier, and the turtle blimp he got from
Oh,
FAO Schwartz
I
in New
can't
York.
believe you had the blimp.
Still have the blimp. I have 2 blimps actually. I have the original.
What?
I have the original green one, and then they did a re-release where it was like yellow,
Yellow.
neon. I have that one too.
You monster. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But the reason I remembered that I thought it was late 80s is because, and I don't know if you can get up and reach it, but up there on that shelf is the original April O'Neil
I remember, yes.
Don't do it,
turtle
Justin.
turtle figure from the original release, and then there's
That's crazy, Michael. That's crazy.
Then there's the 25th anniversary April,
Mhm.
and then I think the 35th. There's 3 April O'Neils out there. There's the original one,
That's crazy.
a re-release from whatever, and then another re-release from it being so old, and they're all in the package. So that's my
Mint in package.
It's
and I'll go back to saying it put me down a path of not only collecting things to maybe my own detriment, because I collect things
So it gave
still,
you OCD.
and
Yep.
it gave me OCD and a money spending problem. But as far as like it kind of informed my artistic, like I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw the turtles,
yeah.
and I did that. And I drew when I was a kid. I drew a lot during I go to art school. So I think it informed that whole path of my life. So that's my why. For me, I would probably in our Pantheon at least put TMNT at the top of my list for how it affected my life.
Wow.
Well,
That's pretty
well,
deep.
that's
Wait,
beautiful.
Justin.
Yeah,
wait
that's
just a second. We
beautiful.
got it. That's pretty deep. There.
No, that's beautiful. No.
Yeah.
I mean that's the entire point of art, right? Even though the show is created to sell toys. Transformers, same deal. It was a cartoon created to sell toys.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if
However-
it's popular, Justin, because then you got to buy a lot of shit and you got all these memories. I mean, that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, like memories you can't buy, but because I knew some kids that love Transformers, but their parents were like, "Are you serious? Like, I'm not spending $49.99 on an Optimus Prime," and that's when like the Optimus Prime was like that long.
That was gonna
They
be
were
just now that
huge.
you've jumped. That was gonna be one of my honorable mentions was Transformers, because that was the other thing.
We'll bring it up right now.
That I also
Speaking
collected.
of that,
Oh yeah, that's when we do
We
this
should
again
move
for
on
the
to
'90s first
Justin.
round Hall of Fame ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, time to move on. Yep. So
No, yeah.
moving to the next.
Nope. No, the last thing, Ninja Turtles, Stone Cold classic. I mean, it's still being rebooted to this day.
over and over and over again.
and over again. We just
Yeah.
got another movie, Mutant Mayhem, and it is a property that is just in the right hands will extend its life to probably even another generation. Like maybe when like our kids have kids. Like
And to bring things full circle, like I still draw if I'm bored or in meetings or whatever, and I'm doodling. I'm still drawing turtles, like Ninja Turtles,
yeah.
in my notebook, taking notes. I'm not taking notes. I'm just drawing turtles.
That's funny.
All right.
That's
Number 2.
because our meetings that we have are so boring, Cecil.
Well, no, yeah, you need to spice things up, Cecil.
What? Isn't your mom gonna knit me like some cozy or something? Wasn't that
We'd
what we were
have to
talking
go
about?
back home in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
sent the
true.
email a couple weeks ago, but we're so far out. It
Yeah,
takes
I know.
it takes
Like
a little
4
while to get
years,
there.
so,
Yeah.
It'd be
Light.
like 20 years before
So
you
if
get that
let me
thing.
put it this way: if I get a cozy, then I'll be fuzzy and warm and all the things that you guys want from.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to communicate these things better.
Don't believe you.
We'll put a dish. We'll put a dish out there.
Put it on me. Is that what you're saying? On right there,
Put,
the top.
just put it in a little
I think
The
it'd look good.
second,
next on the list.
Okay,
the
run
second,
down. Move on.
the
Yep.
second of 90s cartoons that belong in the Pantheon, along with the glistening god that is TMNT, is 1990s Spider-Man. Fox Kids, Saturday mornings. I was already a Spider-Man fan before the cartoon. Like so my Uncle Craig had a VHS of the Spider-Man movie from the 70s, where like when he would shoot webs, they would literally just like throw it in the air and have it
it's like,
fall on a guy. Awful.
It was rope.
But
it's like nylon rope.
It was nylon rope and like the cobweb stuff that you get at like Spirit Halloween, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I will never forget seeing that and still being like, "Wow, Mike, what's a Spider-Man?" And then he would be like, "Oh, come here." And the first Spider-Man comics I ever read were from him because he had a ton of them. He absolutely adored Spider-Man. So I have a very personal connection to Spider-Man, period, because of my uncle introducing me to Spider-Man. And I was just like, so he got bit by a spider, what? And then animated series comes through. And I believe X-Men came out first. No, X-Men came out after.
Because I pretty.
Because I think X-Men was 96.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man was like 94-ish, maybe.
You would be correct. 94 to 98. Yeah, it ran from November 19th, 94 to January 31st, 1998.
Look at me guessing
Look
stuff.
at you, dude. You're nailing this. You are crushing this right now.
Well, that was another one that sold toys because I bought a shit ton of Spider-Man toys. And that was back when there was like no articulation to things where it's just like, these are my arms and legs, and
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they were solid.
but I'm still gonna do fun stuff.
That was also the era where like I had Spider-Man toys. Like for one Christmas, I got the actual like Fox Kids like legit Spider-Man from the series. I got the Rhino, and I got Spider-Man, and then I got the Felicia Hardy Black Cat.
Yep.
I had G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Hey, I can't sleep on the Kung Fu grip. But I also had like peripheral Spider-Man toys. Like my mom would definitely go to like whatever the equivalent of the dollar store was at the time. That Kung Fu grip, I'm telling you,
It's utilitarian.
it's keeping that beer frosty because your hands aren't warming the glass.
Yeah.
But like, do you remember like back in the day, it would be like literally just like a coat hanger wire made to be in the shape of a man. They would just put like plastic. They would melt plastic around it, or however they made it that basically looked like Spider-Man, and you would like bend it and have it like
yeah.
I had those toys. I had toys that we got at the fair. Like, it did not matter. Spider-Man was my jam. So once, I got a little bit older and started watching like Batman the Animated Series and really got into, my older brother got me into Voltron. Like, I was like, oh my God, what is this? And then he got me into Robotech, and I was like, oh, sweet mercy, what is this? And that was like the beginnings of me understanding like narrative animated.
But Spider-Man was
cartoon,
like that first step of like
Spider-Man is what kicked it into high gear. Like
Yeah.
Robotech, I was like, wow, this story's really cool, and I'm starting to understand narrative. But like now, it's my favorite superhero in a big old '90s cartoon with a killer opening and like at the time really mind blowing animation because like they use computer animation and for like a lot of the sequences where like whether he's like swinging or if it's like that first person and they're coming through like the city like that.
If you look at it now, it's crazy terrible, but for the time
it's
they were
awful.
like, oh, this. I had the Spider-Man cartoon maker for whatever it was.
PlayStation 1?
No, it was like Windows 95.
Oh,
or
I was like,
something.
whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was a.
I don't think I had that. What was that?
It was basically a program. You open it up and you could pick your background,
Yeah.
and you could like color it in, and then you could drag and drop, basically just like little animated sprites of Spider-Man and stuff, and you could record it. So you could say like, here's my A frame, and you could be like,
Oh,
I want
that's
to
cool.
move. Like you could move them over to here, and it would
Oh,
just
that's
be like.
excellent.
Yeah.
And they were like had a little tiny animation. You could like drop in
Yeah.
the different characters, like Lizard and Doc Ock and all these other stuff.
Mysterio. Hell
Yeah.
By
And
the
you
way,
could-
boys, X-Men came out in 1992, Spider-Man in 1994.
Okay, I was right.
92
Yep.
Okay.
You were
Because
right.
I remember watching X-Men first, and so I was like,
See,
am I crazy?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
So okay, so yes, because the newer X-Men was a continuation of the old one. So X-Men 97 is what they're calling it now, right?
Yes.
That's-
97,
because
because
it ran-
97
'cause
season 2 is coming out. This
So
year.
96 was the last year it was on back then. So 97 is the continuation. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I can't remember because they both came out at the same time and I watched them both. But Spider-Man was my still is my all-time favorite superhero.
He's
like,
still my favorite.
character. I have
Tied for my favorite.
I have
yeah.
so many
You guys are twinners.
Spider-Man comics. I've
Absolutely.
through the whole clone saga and all that stuff. That's
Oh God. I just
Clone Saga.
reread the arc where Peter Parker is acting strange. He's flirting with other women. He's
What?
being aggressively no. He's being aggressively rude. Like he's flirting with women with Mary Jane, like just within view,
Wait,
but just without in earshot.
Where,
Well,
what
no,
are you talking about?
because the reality of it is that the entire issue, like Peter Parker saves someone and then like is kind of just like yeah whatever and like webs off and you're like what is going
It's like
on?
the
Like
multiverse.
he
thing,
doesn't.
right?
No. It's much stranger. And you end up coming to find out that the reason that Peter Parker is acting weird the entire time, like in the entire run of the issue, is that Doc Ock has essentially transferred his consciousness
Oh, yes.
into Peter Parker and has
I
become
do
Spider-Man.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, "What is going on?"
So that storyline
Like-
was from maybe like 6-7 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
10
At
years
least.
ago. So it's he transfers his consciousness, and then Peter's consciousness gets transferred into Doc Ock, and trouble ensues.
Oh,
And
much
it's-
trouble.
Yeah, it's like Doc Ock builds the ultimate Spider-Man costume, or like he's with all the tech and everything
Oh,
built
yeah.
into it, and everybody's like, "Wow, Spider-Man's like still doing stuff, but he's just kind of a dick now."
Yeah, he's just
Like-
he's just acting
What
real
a dick.
douchey.
Yeah, they're like, man, he's just like,
For
what's
no
going
reason
on
at
with
all.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, like it's absolutely absurd.
Meanwhile, Peter as Doc Ock's like, I gotta science the shit out of this to figure out what's going on. Like, yeah,
Well, Matt Damon and the Martian.
that's a fun run. I like
And
that.
then I'm hoping to get back into the Hickman run of Ultimates.
I have not.
I gotta get back into that.
I was still in, so I haven't read any Spider-Man comics in a long time. I was like deep into it with like when McFarlane was doing stuff. Mark-
Oh yeah.
Mark Bagley when came up with like Carnage, when they did like the whole Carnage Venom thing, like that was
I want to say wasn't Brian Michael Bendis? Was it Spectacular Spider-Man that he?
yeah, and
Yeah.
that was after, that was probably like,
That was
yeah.
after. I knew that he was involved in a couple of runs.
Yeah. So yeah. And now
But-
we get all the movies and stuff, so that kind of satisfies my Spider-Man like
Oh yeah.
itch. Like it.
But it's another
I
think crown and the jewel of Spider-Man 1990 is that everything that we talked about with TMNT, about it having a series of arcs, as loose as they were, we still got arcs with a multitude of characters: Krang, Stockman, Shredder, whatever.
Oh yeah, and
Spider-Man 90 took that and just kind of ran.
there
with
was
it.
a lot of there was a lot of the
Like-
arcs, and there was a lot of to be continued episodes.
Oh, yeah.
like cliffhangers, and you're like, what just happened?
You have your Lizard story arc, which is great. My
Yeah.
personal favorite is the Michael Morbius arc.
That's a good arc.
Like that is an incredible arc.
Now I do think, and just I'm going to bring this
That-
up real quick
Those episodes are amazing.
because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember trying to rewatch a couple episodes of Spider-Man, and maybe we can put this up on the screen and we can look this up, like who the animation companies were, because the animation was not great.
As it
Like,
continued on, it wasn't strong.
It's serviceable, but it wasn't great.
That's kind of like,
like-
the animation from that time period.
Yeah, I mean, it was more about
Not every-
quantity
yeah.
over, like
Yeah.
we gotta like
Quantity
we
over
gotta
quality.
we gotta turn out all these episodes. So
X-Men was gorgeous, but that's kind of like an outlier.
yeah, I think
But
now
gorgeous for the time.
I think with the tools that we have now, it's much more streamlined to get a finished product that looks good in a similar amount of time. You know?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, look at-
because
look
you're
at
not
He-Man,
you're not
people.
doing anything by hand.
Right?
No.
I mean, I have 2 TMNT cells, in my bunk,
Oh, yeah, you do.
in my bunk area from the original series, like which are
That's-
hand drawn and animation cells.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that anymore.
No. Oh God, no, we
Yeah.
don't. But yeah, Oh, here we go. Produced by Marvel Films,
Mhm.
and it was animated by TMS Kyokuchi.
I was gonna say, is it a?
Koichi.
I was gonna say it's gonna be an overseas place. I'm
Yeah.
assuming
100%.
That's most of them are, and probably still.
TMS Entertainment Limited.
Yeah, TMS, good old TMS
Good
Entertainment
old-
Limited.
The old reliable TMS.
yeah.
But you also have to think about the way they did X-Men versus Spider-Man when they were doing the animation. Spider-Man is swinging all over the place, and so you got a lot of the stuttering. So the the animation wasn't quite as smooth. When you look at X-Men, they're standing around. They might, do something that is
Wolverine will cut the head
superhuman.
off of a Sentinel, and it absolutely looks.
So they did, yeah,
Beautiful.
they did. There's
but
a lot of
it's
stuff.
basically the
So
same people doing the animation.
they animate.
Is it the same?
So you're talking.
I don't know.
doing
I'm
the
just
animation?
guessing.
Well, you're,
Oh, fair
when you break it down, you're doing 24 frames per second for film or for TV, which back then the animation was still 24. They were doing because it's less frames, but you animate on your twos, so you're only drawing every other frame. So for 1 second, you're getting 12 frames that are drawn. So yeah, the more dynamic and fast your action is, you don't get a lot of that motion blur that you see.
Mhm.
That which I think they. I don't know if it was, but I do want to say, and this is like completely just trying to remember things from so long ago, and pulling off my animation college bullshit. But when you fake those in between frames, you can add in your motion blur by you're actually drawing in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like here's Wolverine
Yeah.
swiping his
Yeah.
claws. You've got that trail that you're actually drawing in and painting because you're doing it every other frame. Your brain fills in the blanks. But I think maybe because Spider-Man did incorporate some of that 3D background stuff, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they needed like a crisp 2D image.
But Michael, didn't
and
they
I'm making this all
reuse-
up. Like I don't know. but I'm just
I
trying,
believe it.
Yeah, I'm trying to just
That
like
sounds good.
logically.
Michael, you being
No,
the
break
artist
it
here,
down.
wouldn't you? I remember X-Men using a lot of the same kind of framing, so it's not like so it was probably cheaper for them because I remember them like standing around and looking like super awesome and all that. They would tend to use the same kind of framing, so I don't think they had to redraw a lot of
Oh
things.
no, they yeah, for sure they would use.
So I think it's more bold lines. When you look at Spider-Man, his suit and everything else, it was much finer lines. If I remember right, I actually do remember X-Men being much more bold in that sense that it seemed more polished. And
Yeah,
but I still I wouldn't rate them. I think they're different. I wouldn't rate them as like one is one format, which is a lot of action, which would be Spider-Man. The other one is more like superheroes standing around being superhero like.
and that's the thing about X-Men is it went back and forth because
Mhm.
you'd have narrative episodes where there's a lot of dialogue, which
Yeah.
is for the time you're like, kids are actually watching this. I'm like, yeah, because this is like, we're like, yeah, friggin'
No,
Wolverine's
yeah.
talking about shit. Like, I like what he has to say.
Oh, dude.
And then the
yeah.
next episode, yeah, he's just like, they're just beating down a bunch of Sentinels. But and again, story arcs where,
I mean, they were
friggin'
bringing in mutants that I don't even think today that they would even try to do. Maybe X-Men 97, but before that, like
yeah, there was a lot going on.
was it Sauron or what is his name? He's the pterodactyl mutant.
Yeah,
He's an ally of
no, that's right. I think well, I mean,
Sauron,
yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure it's Sauron.
Yeah, I'm pretty like I remember as a kid being like, "Oh yeah." But that's only because like I would read X-Men till my eyes bled, especially like I really got into 2099. I don't know if you ever read any of the 2099
I read
series.
the Spider-Man 2099, but
You
I did-
Spider-Man
yeah,
29. I was really into the X-Men 20 because like the cable storylines were absolutely sick in 2099.
Yeah,
That's when I fell in love with
the
him.
cable stuff went like off the rails on X-Men anime, like when they were.
Oh, dude,
yeah, that was fun stuff.
that's the good
Yeah.
shiz right there.
Okay,
But
we should probably move on to the next.
Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah,
that's
but-
my
we don't-
fault.
yeah.
Time to move on.
but no, last notes.
Yes,
It's considered one of the best animated adaptations of all time for very good reason, and I think what they got right is the same thing that Raimi got right and what they're getting right with Holland, especially now with Brand New Day coming out, is that for Peter Parker to be the best version of Spider-Man he can be, he has to suffer and he has to struggle and he has to sacrifice and he has to essentially continue to uphold the mantle that was set by fate, destiny. I don't even like when I hate when they do that in the comics. We'll just say that was just set before his feet just because he happened to walk into a lab one day.
my prediction is that Brand New Day is going to be a shot-for-shot remake of the Man Spider arc from
Do
the
you really
animated
think
series.
so? Okay. Oh my god.
No, we're not. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
We'll
it
get
before
into
the
it.
We'll
We'll
talk
get
about it
into
before
it.
the movie comes out. But I that's my
Yeah, wait for it.
I-
Wait for it.
I'm,
Wait for it.
I am kidding about the shot for shot, but I do think that we are getting.
No, I think we are though.
that.
I think that's gonna be part of it. Yeah.
storyline-ish. Okay. All right. Next show.
Next show, Justin.
The next show is there was a lot of cartoons everywhere back in the day, especially animes that are being powerhouses in Japan being brought over here. Sailor Moon, Voltron that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing is that Walt Disney finally became a player on the Disney Channel. And we were talking about what out of that ilk, what we would decide as to what we should valorize and be amongst the gods of 90s cartoons. And Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers has to go up there.
Sometimes some crime goes slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale when there's danger. No, it never fails. Once they're involved, somehow whatever's wrong gets solved. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale when there's danger. No, it never fails. They'll take the clues and find the whales and whys and who's. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale when there's danger. Chip and Dale.
They are there now.
Rangers, Chip and Dale.
They flew the dirigible up to the Pantheon. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers aired August 27th, 1998 on the Disney Channel. It was Categories Not Included was the episode. And then the series as a whole premiered on March 4th,
Wait, it came out in 98?
88.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you said 98. I was going to be like,
Did I say 98?
I think you did. I was going to be like, wait a minute.
No, that would be insane.
What channel was it syndicated on? Because it might have started on, Disney Channel didn't exist in 88? Did it?
No, no. Wait a second.
It had to have been on a network because we didn't.
No.
I did not have cable.
Disney Channel was Disney
It had to have
Channel
been on
89.
it had to have been on something else because I
Because it
didn't.
came in because there was an episode that aired in '88 as a preview, and we had, and I don't know who taped this in our house, but Mark had a tape because he was really into cartoons before he became a douchebag. I love you, bro, but you became a teenager and became an a-hole.
Hey, good luck finding us. We're in space.
Yeah, we're in space. Come at me. No, but yeah, it was in 1989, the 2-hour special Rescue Rangers to the Rescue. Because I
Right.
remember it would air on the Disney Channel, and then it would air in syndication through ABC.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I watched
it
it
would-
on ABC because
yeah.
we did not have. I've never had cable as a kid because we lived out in the middle of nowhere, so we just had antenna.
Yeah, that was the
Right.
only reason we got the Disney Channel because
Yeah.
my mom and dad were obsessed with HBO, and they loved Tales from the Crypt. They loved all that crap. So
Oh,
that we had
you know what
cable,
it was?
and
You
that
know
was
what
the
it was?
reason we were watching Rescue Rangers and Gummy Bears especially, is because
Justin.
we had Disney Channel because
Right.
mom and dad paid for it.
It wasn't the Disney Channel, was it? It was
Yeah.
like I thought it was like the Disney Afternoon or something.
They had like a.
Mm,
I thought, yeah.
no, they had a channel.
Are you sure? I don't think
Oh,
the
yeah.
Disney Channel's been around that long.
Oh, 100%.
No,
I
it
don't
was
think-
a local.
yeah.
It was a local broadcast, but they
I
just
don't
had
think
it
Disney
launched.
Afternoon.
No, it launched on April 18th, 1983.
Cable's been around that
Yeah,
long.
no,
Yeah, April
no.
18th,
Yeah,
1983.
are you reading your
As a-
computer screen? Is that what
Yeah.
you're doing right now?
I am as a premium channel
I-
on basic cable television systems.
I don't
I'm-
think cable's been around.
No,
that
I think,
long.
but it was like a Disney
Cable's-
Afternoon. It wasn't.
I don't think TV's been around that long. No,
I don't believe you.
I
Even
disagree
though your
with
computer
your.
says that.
I disagree
I
with your
disagree
computer.
with the internet.
Well, my internet says that that's what happened.
Okay,
All right.
I digress. Well, like I said, we didn't have cable, so
No,
there was all kinds of things that existed
it would-
that I
no, no,
didn't
no.
know about. So
no, it,
aliens.
no, because it
Yeah.
definitely was on ABC because it was definitely because they had like a really weird Saturday morning cartoon block on Disney. It was ABC Saturday mornings, and it would be Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears. Oh my God, what was the other one?
Tailspin,
Thank you, Tailspin.
DuckTales was probably in there somewhere.
DuckTales, I believe, was the last on the list. Maybe DuckTales was definitely on there. I
But
know that.
that block. See, and this is where
That
things
block
diverge
ruled.
because I do not ever remember watching Care Bears ever, at all.
My
but I-
cousins like Care
But all of
Bears.
those other
I
ones,
did not.
all of those other ones, I watched like
Oh yeah.
back to back to back to back to back while eating my Fruit Loops. Today's episode is brought to you by not Fruit Loops.
Nope. That's just our childhood right
That's
there.
just our childhood.
No, no, Chip and Dale props.
Props to the props. Props to the props team. We don't have a props team.
We do not.
No.
So Disney
We
Channel,
are the props team.
So
But no, Rescue Rangers, it's Chip and Dale, Monterey Jack, Zip,
Gidget.
Gidget.
Yeah.
I mean, they're essentially heroes for hire, and it honestly, it's just a really cool concept for. I mean, like that would be a cool concept for just a live action television show.
Yeah, I
now.
mean, you've got like it's basically Magnum PI.
Yes.
And Indiana Jones
mixed with the A Team.
mixed with like the A Team. I mean, well, literally, they're wearing the outfits of Magnum PI and Indiana Jones. So
100%.
I mean, it was a fun show. And it was a few months ago. It came up and I watched a couple episodes and I was like, yeah, I still dig this. It's fun.
It holds up really well. It's a big thing that they did during the 2010s. We started getting back into this like theme and this rhythm of having just cartoon adventure stories. Like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, and probably
for Disney.
Steven Universe
For
would
Disney.
be like the best examples of
For Disney,
just-
right?
no, just in general.
In
In general,
okay.
yeah.
No, in general, just like having adventure storytelling with characters you really liked with personalities that were super distinct. Like that was the best thing about the show is that the personalities of each of the characters, like everybody had a different favorite character in our neighborhood. Everybody wanted to be Chip and Dale, but I loved Monterey Jack. He was crazy. And like he was the pilot, like he was nuts. Or was he was the mechanic, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, Gidget was the mechanic and Monterey Jack was the pilot.
Monterey Jack, and he was the pilot.
But the coolest thing about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was, I mean, I guess we didn't know it at the time because we were younger, but the movies and the shows that we did watch, my parents were devotees of Magnum PI. Like they watched the hell out of that show.
Yeah,
And Indiana Jones was a staple at our house. So
I wouldn't get those references until now. So it is kind of fun to rewatch stuff and through a different lens and pick up on all the inside, not even inside, but just like, and the same thing now with cartoons that are made for kids. They pepper in the jokes for the adults that are watching, and you're like, haha, and the kids are like, I don't get it. It's okay.
it's funny. That went boom. And you're like, yeah, it went boom. But no, like I think that's I mean,
The
first of all,
2010s is going back to the 1990s. That's what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, good Lord, like Adventure Time dropped. I mean, like, I would even say even earlier, we were starting to get some of that. I mean, Batman Beyond was doing it.
I'm actually surprised you said Rescue Rangers. Quite honestly,
It honestly, like,
I mean, I mean, I have no. I
no,
mean, I'm
honestly, rewatch a couple episodes, especially a couple like
I really like. Yeah,
they have a camaraderie. They have a shorthand. Like they have a shorthand with each other on the show.
That block
that builds
we
these
just,
relationships. It's kind of crazy how like polished the show was
out
for,
of that block,
at the
and
time.
I think this is what Cecil was talking about because when I watched it on whatever on ABC, it was like the Disney block or whatever, which was Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, or whatever other ones were in there.
Yeah.
All Disney.
They also
properties.
rotated too.
Yeah,
Like,
and
'cause Gummy Bears went out, and I think DuckTales.
And that's the thing is like
Darkwing
I don't know,
came
like
in or whatever.
the Gummy Bears thing. I was like we've talked
Brief.
about that before. I'm
I
like,
love that show.
Gummy Bears, like I just
That
eat 'em.
show's great.
We're gonna eat them.
Delicious.
But out of those, I think that rises above the rest, was Rescue Rangers, just because of the dynamic action between the group.
Okay, but
Oh, yeah.
okay,
And,
go with me. But,
and a spectacular theme too. The theme is fantastic.
but I would say that you're actually going back to the Warner Brothers, where the kids watched the comics, but most of the humor was for the adults. So 40s,
Yeah.
50s,
yeah.
Warner Brothers, and then we kind of got away from it, and cartoons went to crap, and then you got like the 80s. Well, that would be the 70s still. Then the 80s, we got like
See there. Yeah. I would say the 1960s would also be applicable to this
Yeah.
because you had like the adventures of like Johnny Quest, where
which was awesome.
ruled. Yeah.
I will say probably for our time frame, the most inclusive as far as pop culture would have been Animaniacs.
Oh,
because
that
there was
1,000%.
There was so
Okay,
much
So
in that.
Michael
that
is
I would have never
moving
like,
on here.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
so
no, yeah.
so
Absolutely. But no, Rescue Rangers, I would admit, it definitely belongs
Yeah.
in the Pantheon, especially like that was. I mean, Disney had quite a few hits, but at the time, very rarely did they have like a stone cold like a hitter. Like Gummy Bears became a hitter because I remember the Gummy Bear toys, like the Castle playset. Like I mean, I remember all of that, but that was not a ubiquitous show. Rescue Rangers, however, like all those kids had those
I
toys.
must have blocked out Gummy Bears for some reason because I don't remember anything about Gummy Bears. I
Oh,
don't
man.
remember toys. I don't remember the show. I don't even
The little
like.
vials
I
of
don't
Gummy Berries
even, I
juice.
don't even like Gummy Bears.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I do
no.
like Gummy Bears.
But the big thing about Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and this is just a theory, I don't know if this is true, or if it holds any weight. But I genuinely think that the reason that this show really took off is because, and I still have some of these, Chippendale Rescue Rangers became Happy Meal toys. The dirigible was on wheels, and you would click it back, and it would fly around. You would have Chip, you would have Dale, you'd have all the characters. You had the blimp that like you would click
do
it back,
remember
and it
that.
would take off.
Yeah.
Like once those became Happy Meal toys, every kid I knew at school like would either bring one home or we would have them in the box that the teacher would have when we would have time to like actually like play around and dink around. Like this
Sounds
show,
like fun.
like this was a major hit. I mean, a testament to this show's success is that this show got a spin-off. A cartoon back then got a spin-off. Tailspin is a spin-off
Oh yeah.
of this show, which I think is absolutely like that is a testament to the power of how popular this show was and why it belongs in the Pantheon in the first place.
Inappropriate name too. So I will tell you what I'm surprised by. Okay, that we're going to be moving on, but I'm surprised you guys didn't actually mention something like Ren and Stimpy. When I was reading through what you guys had for the proofs, like what you were like, oh, this is what we think is great. I was surprised you didn't go with some of the more bizarre, humorous type of shtick.
I think that for this first round, we have to establish the ones that really kind of create a base. Like we're hitting a variety of them, but the ones that for that era of the 90s, or I guess late 80s going into the 90s, are just they're the superlative ones that sort of set a tone. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just kicked it off into hyperdrive. I mean,
Yeah.
how many toys you could sell, narrative.
I mean, you guys do
arcs,
have Ren and
movies.
Stimpy on your alts here, but I'm just
We
curious.
do have them
yeah.
on the alts, but then
Yeah,
Spider-Man 90s. I mean, picked up the ball where X-Men came off and doing like even more like deeper narrative arcs. And then like Rescue Rangers is the one where like it got Happy Meal toys. It got a spin-off show. I mean, live action shows now have a hard time getting spin-offs to work.
Yeah.
This one got a spin-off not only to work, but now it's a classic.
But
So
wouldn't
like
you say these are
this
for
is a titan.
these are for enjoyment reasons? Like, because one reason I would talk about Ren and Stimpy is it totally reset our view of what you could do with animation, which gave us now we have Rick and Morty, and these are all sort of spin-offs.
I think
from
you're
that
talking
kind of-
about subversiveness in animation. Because Ren and Stimpy is one of the most subversive animated shows in the history of the medium.
It's
maybe.
I don't even think there's a like.
No. I mean,
it's-
maybe that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
I'm like saying when you guys say the top 5, it looks like you guys are focusing on the things that were most enjoyable to you, not.
Oh no, these are seismic shifts. Like Ren and Stimpy was controversial
It
Yeah.
was.
because I mean, when the Happy Happy Joy Joy episode came out, there were congressional hearings about
Yes.
that show.
Yes.
Like that's the reason why joy, happy, joy, 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 do 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 do. No, like I mean, like Congress was meeting to talk about a cartoon because they thought it was poisoning and mind warping the youth. Like
you stupid idiot! What are you?
You stupid idiot!
log.
You-
It's better than bad. It's
It's good.
good. It's good. Yeah.
it's good. Yeah,
No,
I
but-
mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that
Yeah.
I have memories of watching because that was on Nickelodeon, and again, we didn't have cable, so that was something I'd watch in the summertime when I was staying at either my grandparents or my grandma's house because
Mhm.
they lived in town, we lived in nowhere, and they had cable, so that's when I could watch the Nickelodeons.
But no, Steve, you're.
Nickelodeon.
Oh God, I missed that so much. But no, Steve, you are right. It
Who's
is.
Steve?
Oh,
My alter ego.
cut that.
Well,
Cecil-
cut that.
But it take. I'll refill my beers real quick.
Oh, Cecil. No, Cecil, you are You are completely shit. You, this can be on the blooper reel. No, Cecil. No, you're dead right though. Like Ren and Stimpy is that's another Pantheon list that I believe that show needs to be on, because like that's on the same Pantheon list as like Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah. Those are the ones I'm thinking of.
Beavis and Butthead. Like
I gotcha, yeah.
Like Rocko's Modern Life was a Nicktoon, but watching that as an adult, because I bought the first season so the boys could watch.
It's also very subversive, yeah.
Holy
It's
Lord
awesome.
Almighty. That show is crazy. I mean, there's an episode where Rocco works for a phone sex line, and his neighbor, Mrs. Bighead, calls and is now erotically attracted to Rocco.
Oh,
That
baby,
show is
oh,
insane.
baby, oh,
It's
baby.
genius. But it's absolutely crazy.
Courage the Cowardly
It's
Dog.
that courage is right up
Cow
there
and
because
Chicken, which I never did understand.
I
And
do love Cow and
let's see,
Chicken.
I Am Weasel. That one was just
I don't even know what that
You
is.
know.
I was gonna say another one that, in terms of like really moving the ball forward, and I kind of wish they would have followed up on it. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
But no, but in terms of like baseline enjoyment, cartoon, kid sitting down, breakfast cereal, Rescue Rangers is like the epitome of that. Where like you would go outside and like you try, maybe you have a hat, maybe you have a jacket, maybe you have the Magnum PI shirt. We would play Rescue Rangers outside. Like we would go into the woods to go on adventures, pretending to be the
he's starting
Rescue
to repeat
Rangers. It's
himself.
crazy.
He's starting to repeat himself.
I would do that too, even though I was an only child and I didn't have any neighbors. I'd just go out there by myself.
So Justin,
But so
but to save this, with all honesty, I think you guys also list what Michael already referenced as Animaniacs, which I think is a very subversive, popular show.
well,
I would say it falls into the subversive, weird.
but it's not only subversive. See, here's why. Well, we might as well just get into it. So, Animaniacs is the next
Animaniacs,
on the
yep,
list that we're
absolutely.
going to throw into the Pantheon. Animaniacs, to
Yes.
me, is the perfect cartoon, and the reason for that is
Yeah.
that it takes full advantage.
You heard it here.
It takes full
First.
advantage of the history that is of the network and the enterprise that allowed it to exist in the first place. You had like Humphrey Bogart, Ed Sullivan. You had 1940s and
sure.
50s Warner Brothers players in this show. So you have cinematic history, the history of a company that this show talks about. This was also an educational show.
That's how I learned all my countries.
We sang the songs in school. The teachers were psyched that
Yeah.
the show decided, like when they started doing like all of the state capitals, like the state capital
Baton
song.
Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis,
The song about the
Indiana,
state.
Yes.
Columbus is the capital
This
of
show-
Ohio, Des Montgomery.
About the states.
On top,
It's like it was literally a cartoon variety show.
That's 100%.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
100%.
Absolutely. Yep.
And at the time, it was wacky enough where everything was funny to a kid, but rewatching some of it as an adult, it's like, oh
A little
wow,
dark.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
they went there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Like
Yeah.
it's not jokes that you would have ever understood as a kid, but
Oh yeah.
it's good. I mean, that's,
And similar to Rescue Rangers, we also got a spin-off show based on the success and
Yeah,
like the
of-
cultural
of
impact
Pinky
of
and the Brain.
with Pinky and the
Yeah.
Brain.
Fjord. What we're gonna do tonight, Brain?
The same,
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Animania, I mean, like some of the wittiest writing maybe ever for a cartoon. Like, I mean, super witty, super catchy, super fun. Like my mom would watch that show with us.
Yeah,
Like,
the
she enjoyed it
writers,
too.
the writers, and again, we had no show prep because this week was crazy. The ship was on fire. But whoever wrote that, which I'm sure we'll look up and put on the screen, they had deep knowledge of Warner Brothers lore.
Yeah.
And not
Oh,
even just
yeah.
Warner Brothers, but I mean, even at the time, there was a lot of topical stuff. You know, with,
Like
with like
sit-
Bill
oh.
Clinton. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I
playing
was
the
just about to
sax like,
say.
in the opening. I mean, we're talking, yeah, like again, it was like the SNL of a kids animated show because every week there was
Oh, yeah.
something topical.
But yet,
which,
but the topical points, Michael, none of the kids understood.
no,
That's what
yeah,
astounded
right.
me.
It-
No, but
yeah,
that-
they
Genius.
didn't. Yeah.
Genius.
It's genius. But that's why my mom would watch the show. She would laugh at things that I'm like, what?
You're like, what are you
What
laughing
on
at?
earth is funny about that? And then like Yakko or Wacko would probably like fall and hit something, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the apex of comedy.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, love you, sweetheart. But yeah, Animaniacs was just on like a different league. Steven Spielberg produced,
Mm-hmm.
which I think has
Yep.
a lot to do with the reason why it's so cinematically literate, is because it's Steven Spielberg. It's Steven Spielberg, and Animaniacs, it really did push the ball forward for more shows to do that. Because if you look at a world post Animaniacs, I mean, look at some of the cartoons like Foster's Home for Imaginary Pets.
Yeah, that's
It does a lot
Yeah.
of this. Maybe not to the degrees to where like you have like the songs and the education, but it does a heck of a lot in order to be able to have like maybe not so much subversive material,
right.
but
But just,
hyper
like,
clever
Yeah, like
winks and nods to
just kind of some
pop
like
culture.
bonkers stuff that kids are like think is funny, but parents, I get what you're doing.
I get where you're
I
going.
get where you're going.
But
Guess where
but
you're
I also
going.
noticed you guys skipped some pretty dark animation from that time period. Like the one that jumps to mind
Yeah.
is Eon Flux. If you guys know that one, that was on at night.
That is a late 90s,
Yeah.
and that's a whole nother
Again,
list.
Yes.
that was on MTV, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Didn't-
then
that was one that I didn't have cable, so
you have like
didn't-
Spawn. You had the Max.
See,
You had the Tick.
You're literally that's
Okay.
another Pantheon.
Yeah.
Spawn, yeah, that's
another
We're
Pantheon,
talking
'cause
a
I've
whole
got
different thing. Yeah,
Two
Spawn.
or three more that
I
could
watched
fit
it.
in that
But
list.
here one.
Spawn
one
was
that-
on HBO.
What about
Yeah.
Duckman? Because that kind of falls
That fits
in-
into my that belongs in that Pantheon list of
Okay.
like the critic. I would
Yeah.
throw in
Critic,
there.
like Daria.
Daria.
and-
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god,
Daria,
yeah.
Daria is
there's-
fantastic.
That's all. Yeah, I think that's a whole different.
That's a
I mean,
whole different.
those
yeah.
and a lot of those shows. I mean, the Tick is a Saturday morning cartoon that I watched too, and I thought it was funny and but
super clever.
Yeah, but it
It's
wasn't
very clever.
and that was one that also had a narrative thread throughout the whole thing, especially when Chairface was lasering
Laser.
the moon, and
Yeah.
that would show up in every episode after that. Which at the time I thought was like, oh, continuity's
Super
great.
clever.
Like, yeah,
But yeah, these, like I said, Animaniacs, like Rescue Rangers, like these, the four that we've talked about so far are just sort of like,
for the younger generation.
but yeah, not only that, but like their influence on, especially going into the 2000s and especially the 2010s cartoons, like,
Okay. Yeah, as far as the
they're-
influence, I would agree.
oh my God, their fingerprints are all
Okay,
over
so-
those shows.
So boys
all
and girls,
over those
boys
shows.
and girls, or boys, it's time to get serious because you have one other one.
We are
on
on the
here.
last one, and we
Totally
would be
serious.
remiss.
I would, but I disagree with this. I don't think.
Ooh,
I don't think
ooh.
it's one for the Pantheon.
Oh well, I will allow
Glad
you to
your
get. I
opinion
will
doesn't
I will allow you to provide your hot take, but let me set this
Okay.
up.
All right, you do it.
Nickelodeon was not a player for a long time, and they needed an animated show. They needed a hit. They needed something to make it work. They finally did it with one show in particular, and that was this show. And the importance of this show cannot be understated because we got maybe the best run of cartoons that weren't on a major network on Saturday mornings and eternal classics that are still being rebooted today.
hmm
And that is Rugrats.
Okay.
Rugrats is not only important to the history of like the Nickelodeon company, because if that didn't work, if Doug didn't work, and there's a third Nicktoon, I swear. That was a part of this. There was a trio that had to work, and they all not only worked, they crushed. And it was Rugrats, Doug, and we're just gonna have to look up the third one later. That's it.
Yeah.
No, Rugrats is just, I mean, like Animaniacs, super, super smart in regards to if your parents are watching it with you, when they hear Dr. Lipschitz, my mom would always laugh. She's like, that's funny. And I'd be like, why is that funny? And I'm like, no, Angelica being a monster, that's funny. Spike is funny. The dog is funny.
Like watching it older, going, I would just like, I would really want to punch Angelica in the face.
She's the worst. Slap
Okay.
her right upside the
Care
head.
if
What
she's
are
a
we
kid.
doing?
Like, it's just the worst. Just a terrible child.
But like, and
And
especially,
annoying.
and annoying too.
So annoying.
But Rugrats was the hit that Nickelodeon needed. It was one of 3 hits that it needed desperately. But what Rugrats really did was not only solidify Nickelodeon as a major animation cartoon player, a kids cartoon player,
Right.
but it says a lot about what it means to not just be a baby and not have an understanding of anything, but having a very naive understanding of how the world is, and then you have an older cousin that has a better idea of how the world is and how things work, but still doesn't have a very big grasp on it. And then you have the adults where like watching it now, especially when once I got older and I started watching it, some of the struggles like Chucky's dad, what he's going through,
Yeah.
that's like heartbreaking stuff. Like it's like really emotional, really resonant. I mean, Tommy, the gang leader of all the babies, his dad is dealing with inadequacy issues in regards to being at a point in his life where he thought he was going to be somewhere else with his inventions because he was an inventor, and he's not anywhere where he wanted to be. And I can tell you right away, I know a ton of people that have felt that. I mean, good Lord, there's 2 generations right now that are young and trying to make things work that are currently feeling it now.
Yeah, my
Like-
inventions are shit too. So
Well, don't
Right
say
there with
that.
them.
Don't say that. I believe you can fly.
So,
Yeah,
but why am I pushing back though? That's what I want to ask you. Why do you
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
pushing back?
Why are you?
I was gonna
pushing
say,
back?
yeah, I was
Okay,
Because-
so you guys just went through this diatribe of why these things should be in the Pantheon. And then I said, what about these darker ones, or what about the ones that are more insane? He said, oh, that's a totally different Pantheon.
It's a different.
So I think Rugrats should not be in this Pantheon because it should be in the sort of perceptual identity trauma Pantheon that you would expect, because it's perception of
Wait,
what, how
what?
it, no,
Wait,
no, no.
I
Like,
get where you're going, but how many pantheons are we gonna have?
Exactly. So but that's the
Hey,
thing, because you
the
guys were
Pantheon
talking
can
about,
house it
you're talking
all.
about like mythic power or mythic
Hey.
presence with TMNT,
Mhm.
Spider-Man, Rescue Rangers, and Animaniacs. Those are presence or sort of like the mythic
Yeah.
power kind of thing. And Rugrats was more of a psychological pantheon. That's why I'm pushing back. It's not because I think it's bad. I just
No.
think it's not appropriate for young minds
It's a
But it
different-
is.
here.
And I'll tell you why. Because all of the psychological stuff that the parents are dealing with was not understanding that as a kid. But what I was understanding is that they built a haunted house in the garage, and that is spooky. And Angelica, they got to get her scared because she sucks.
I want to say you remember way more about this.
Yeah,
than
I
I
know.
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Like,
That's exactly it.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I've also started rewatching them since we've been talking about doing
Oh,
this.
okay. Well, that makes sense.
But no, like the best, and the thing about Rugrats that Ren and Stimpy can't say, and like even Animaniacs can't even say it. Excuse me, but TMNT can, and definitely Spider-Man can. Well, actually, no. Spider-Man 90s can't. Is that the Rugrats got a series of movies and an extension of a series. Like Rugrats is literally like in the Library of Congress in terms of pieces of art that are meant to be preserved. Because what Rugrats did is that it made the simple act of just being a kid and understanding or trying to understand the world around you into why things are the way they are, why they aren't the way they
Well,
are.
they flipped the script. They went
Yeah,
from
they went-
stable environment, and then we'll add a story. They said we'll add a story, and we have an unstable environment.
So,
Like, there's a whole story
What
about-
year did Rugrats first air?
Rugrats, I want to say
This is one.
let me look this up.
Yeah, this is one I'm really. I can't place because.
Okay, 91.
Okay, that's older than I thought.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
1991.
Hmm,
And
okay.
yep. Oh, there we go. It was the second of the 3. Cecil, I apologize. It was Rugrats, Doug, and the Ren and Stimpy show.
I
Those-
almost
were the
said,
three.
I almost said it was probably Ren and Stimpy, but I
Because-
wasn't sure.
Because the goal was to be able to have 2 shows or have 3 shows that hit 3 different stratus.
Right,
Rugrats was going to hit the like
the
super young kids, and then the kids that are a little bit older, not
yeah,
wanting to get
Doug's
to the,
your like tween area, and then Ren and Stimpy's like the teenagers.
your
like,
teenager older kids that like because I
they're
believe,
talking about poop. It's funny.
well, to
'Cause,
be
like-
honest, when I watched Ren and Stimpy, I almost died laughing. Especially when
well,
they're
Ren and
wrestling the
Stimpy's
one
hilarious.
dude. When they're wrestling the one dude, and he comes out and he just goes meat.
Oh my god, I haven't thought about that.
That made me
in
laugh
years.
so damn hard.
See, Powdered Toast Man is what made me laugh.
Powdered toast, man. And he flies backwards.
When he flies backwards and he farts powdered,
Yeah,
like I don't know why I thought that was the funniest thing ever. Or
Because you're a teenager.
don't you whiz on the electric fence?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that
Oh,
is like
don't
the
whiz on the
best board
electric
game
fence,
that
yeah.
didn't exist.
Log.
Yeah, I when I was burning CDs in high school, I was putting
Yeah.
I was
Legally?
putting yeah, sure.
Oh,
I was,
absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
everything was legal. I was putting log. I'd randomly put that on. I'd randomly put that on a CD. That's just because it was funny. Like,
Oh my god.
uh,
Kitty.
But no, yeah. So those are the big three: Rugrats,
yeah,
Doug, and Ren and Stimpy. And again, they're supposed to hit a certain different
I
type
think-
of viewer. And Rugrats hit really hard because it was one of those where like you could be a little bit older and still appreciate Rugrats because
And-
of what it's got going on.
that range that it came out in. So I would have been. You said
Smuggling it in
91, right?
Yep.
So,
August 11th, 1981.
So like 9, 10 ish. So I think I hit a lot of those because I watched all of those shows.
Mm-hmm. Same.
So it kind of hit. I think for me, probably Doug. I could probably remember more about Doug than I do about Rugrats, just because I haven't watched either one of them. And then Ren and Stimpy's just like, yeah, balls to the wall, crazy.
Insane.
But what I'm getting at is like there's a whole. We came up with these. We both had lists. We came up with
Yes.
15 shows, and we kind of picked our overlaps that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean we've got a few years difference between us, but we're mostly lined up because I do
Yeah,
like I've also got memories of like G.I. Joe and Transformers and like
Same.
David the Gnome, which
Dude,
we're
David the
now a lot
Gnome
of this stuff we're going
rules.
back into like 80s.
So that was what,
Uh,
88? 87? David and the Gnome?
I know.
Sounds right.
Time travel. I mean, Transformers was a big one for me. My other, and I'll bring it up right now, because we're getting towards the end here. My other honorable mention, was Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was another one that informed part of my path in life. To Batman is my other favorite character on the DC side of things, or Spider-Man on the Marvel
Oh,
side
yeah.
of things. Lots of Batmans. But that animation style and just
And it was
the
dark.
The Art Deco.
yeah,
Dark. It
the
was good.
tone of that show. And again, that was another one that had
Spectacular arcs.
arcs, but 80% of it was just a story of the week kind of thing. But
Mhm.
it did have a few arcs that played out. I have a Batman the Animated Series book that explains a lot of the art direction and art and animation.
It's Art Deco,
style.
right? Isn't that the
It's-
style?
Yeah, it's just.
Well,
it's
think
just,
about it,
it's-
like- I am vengeance. I am the right.
yeah,
I am Batman.
I am Batman. And Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh, he
is
was
like,
awesome. Yeah.
Batman.
God
you want
tier.
to come over here and figure out what we're going to do, Batman.
I love the episode. A side note, one of my favorite episode of the series is when the Joker holds an entire studio audience hostage during Christmas
Yeah.
and does a Christmas special where he starts killing people.
He's just, yeah, it's like,
that is one of the most holy
this is-
crap episodes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
You're
is
like, what is going on in the show?
You're like, Lord, this is insane.
Okay, so
No,
yeah.
that's a hell of an honorable
Yeah,
mention.
my honorable
That's a
mention.
first
Yeah,
ballot.
and then I had my other like secondary honorable mentions with like Transformers, which informed a whole other thing about like collecting stuff and like toys, and I had all those.
And
Well,
honestly, that was
and-
also a part of a wave of like Japanese flavored infusion style.
Third
A third honorable mention.
third
Okay.
sub honorable mention, Exo Squad informed a whole nother like thing of like I had all the Exo Squad toys because I thought
I forgot. Oh wow.
friggin' like Neo
Nice.
Sapiens and like just having like people that go in their Exo Squad things and like fight. That was okay. But again, that was a whole other cartoon to sell toys
Oh,
scenario.
100%. Yeah. It's still ruled though.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still have those too somewhere.
You're like,
Yeah.
they're around here somewhere.
Around here somewhere.
Uh,
Well, not in this house. Now that we're up in space, they're probably back on Earth at my parents' house.
Good
Wherever that
job,
may
be.
boys.
We can
I
get
think
those
that's-
back.
That's good.
Oh well, real quick, honorable mentions that I wanted to throw in there, especially from the late '90s. It's a late '90s show, Rocket Power.
I vaguely remember that, but I'm 2 billion years old.
Wait,
so-
hold, let me look that up. I'm actually not too confident about that. I want to say that was 99.
Rocket power. I have no idea. I mean, I know how rockets work, sort of.
Looking this up right now. Yeah,
You s-
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah, rocket power. It was about the daily lives of these friends who did extreme sports. Like they would skateboard, they would like extreme like inline skate. It was like during the height of like X Games and extreme sports, and like it was an absolutely awesome show.
That's right. And it was by the
Yeah.
same people that did the same studio
That did
Rugrats.
Rugrats.
Yeah.
Yes,
now I
exactly.
remember that. Yeah.
Power. I have no idea what this is.
Oh, dude, yeah, rocket
When
power.
did you say it came out?
99.
That was my senior year of high school, so I was.
Oh,
Probably,
yeah, you
I
were
was
done.
probably not. I was
Yeah.
probably done with that.
99
99 2000. I was.
And honestly, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, and my other honorable mention, you actually mentioned it already, was David and the Gnome. An absolutely beautiful show. It was mystical, magical.
It's totally magical. It's like
it
the
had-
power of Earth, the power of planet is healing. Swift the fox, like Swift the fox would take him all around the planet to help people and save them.
Swift, the
Because
coolest fox
he was
of all
basically
time.
he was a doctor, and he would heal sick people using the power of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really cool.
The Magic School Bus
Mm.
is an honorable mention.
Yeah.
That show frickin' rocked. Miss Frizzle is the teacher that we all wish we had when we were growing up. I mean, aside from the fact that she had a magical bus that would allow you to be able to shrink and then go into your classmates, like cut in his knee so you can go and see how blood cells work.
I thought you were gonna say butthole.
No.
your lips were like knee. I'm like, well, you watched a different Magic School Bus than I did.
That is an adult version that I don't think anyone wants to see.
I'm surprised you
Um,
guys didn't say Dexter's Laboratory, quite honestly.
Never watched it.
Is
very
that a
good.
90s? I
Yeah,
thought that was
I'm-
2000.
Is it 2000? I thought it was the 90s. Because I'm trying to think.
Nah,
Hold on.
that's-
We'll find out. We'll
never-
find out.
never-
We'll find out. We'll find out.
I mean, I know what it
might
is.
Be, I think you
but
might be right, though.
I know what it is, but I never watched it.
No.
What is it?
Wait.
When is it?
Never.
No, this is confusing. Nope. 2 seasons between 96 and 98.
No,
But
they're-
it didn't hit, and then it was
Huh?
rebooted
Yeah,
in
it was
2001.
rebooted, yeah.
That's when I saw it. Was
yeah,
in
it was-
2001.
Okay, yeah, I
I saw
definitely
it when it was
don't.
in the 90s. But
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I
There's-
was wondering. I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
the Hey
Um,
Arnold, the Powerpuff Girls. I mean, a bunch
Hey,
of.
Hey Arnold was the other honorable mention
Yeah.
that I was going to mention.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
Hey
Didn't
Arnold.
watch Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold is, I mean, they're getting ready to do another season of Hey Arnold here soon.
Yeah.
Because like if you watch Hey Arnold now, that show does not age at all. The music to that show is like jazz inspired, or like
mhm.
it's incredible music. Really great character work for a kid show. I mean, like you've got there's an episode where there's a kid called Stoop Kid, and all he is just a douchebag to any kid that would happen to walk by a stoop, and everyone's afraid of him until they realize he can't get off his stoop. And then you realize that this kid has like psychological trauma issues about his economic status, about what other people think of him. His home life isn't great, and it does all of that without saying any of that at all. And it just through the animation, through dialogue, through character work. Hey Arnold was a real ass show about growing up and how hard it is to be a kid. And
Yeah.
that is why to this day people still like the reverence that Hey Arnold has to the grip of multiple generations now. Even my mom would watch that show with us and be like, this is really good. She's like, what is this? And I'm like, this is Hey Arnold. Like it's crazy. Like
Hey, who?
they
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Hmm.
I mean, it dealt with death, love, loss, being a kid, and even if you do everything right and you still fail, you have to learn to live with it. Except that, like
Right.
it was an absolutely beautiful show. I don't know how we feel about getting another season, but the seasons that we do have are absolutely incredible. And it's a classic. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a certified classic.
Oh,
Hey
yeah.
Arnold
Oh.
is an absolutely wonderful show.
Never seen it.
So
And then
haven't-
hold on,
still
one more.
Still haven't seen it.
One more, because we can't forget about our little kiddos out there. And honestly, I watch this with my little brother. The Busy World of Richard Scarry.
Don't know that one.
I remember the books.
They
Yeah, I
turned
do
the
know the
books.
books.
They turned
I
the books
remember
into
I
a
don't
TV
remember the
show.
Yeah,
original.
I remember the books as a
Yeah.
kid.
You
Like finding you find like the stuff in the books, right?
Oh yeah,
That-
because
it
like
was
you had
like
you had the little worm that
it
drove
was like
the apple
it was
car.
like a Where's Waldo type thing, but like it was a book of like all this stuff going on, and you had like
You know the game Animal Crossing?
yeah,
How homespun and cozy and everything like that is.
Mhm.
That is Richard Scarry is Animal Crossing the TV show. It is one of the most delightful shows you've ever seen in your life.
Okay.
Has like it's just a lovely atmosphere. Like if you go on Reddit right now, people will talk about like I want to live there because it's just so warm and inviting and just beautiful.
I will
Like
say that's one place I've never been is the Richard Scarry Reddit
Safe. Yeah.
page.
well,
That's-
no, I mean like no, just cartoon Reddit. Like I mean the like outside like that's the best thing about these shows we're talking about is that they transcend the subreddit of subreddits. Like I mean, I saw that on an adult the adulting subreddit of people being like, why can't life be like this, where it's just like good and wholesome, and the only
in
problems that we have to
and-
worry
and-
about
yeah,
are
in
like
between that and people complaining about their freaking sourdough bread like not rising or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, or like a bushel of apples fell in the street. Oh no! Like the show is just delightful.
It was just cans.
It was just cans. But
Speed reference.
to recap, we're about to wrap up here because we're going to
Yeah.
kick it
we
over
are.
to the early morning guys. We are the early morning guys, but the early morning 6 a.m. block. Really quick, we're going to go through the top 5 of what we decided to choose in the Pantheon: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man 1990s, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Rugrats, and Animaniacs.
Dun, dun, dun.
We will come back eventually. We're going to go explore other pantheons in the future. We will come back to the 90s animation pantheon
Yeah,
and
we'll
the
do
sub-pantheons
yeah,
therein.
2000s. We've got,
Oh, yeah.
things like Avatar The Last Airbender. There's all kinds of other stuff, but we're doing our childhood stuff. And if you disagree, fight us.
And
I don't got no arms.
the foundational nature of
Right
these
now.
animated series and what they did to push the medium forward, the influence that we still feel, we'll be going back to and deciding and talking about other ones, because like you can't talk about that without talking about the Jetsons or the Flintstones. Johnny Quest, like Johnny
You're going
Quest
way
was,
back.
well, Johnny Quest was like the
Wayback
first
Machine.
actual
Wah,
like
wah, 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 wah.
action animated series. Like I remember watching that as a kid, and like they were throwing haymakers and
Dude.
punches, and they were kicking, they were flying helicopters, blowing stuff up. I'm
I-
like, yo,
As a kid, my parents rented VHS of Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was my like little me jam.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
We'd watch Tom and Jerry. So, that's a whole different ball of
whole
tunes.
oh yeah, a violent
Hasta
ball of
luego.
tunes.
Hasta
That's
luego.
Time to go.
Until mañana.
Okay, we're going to kick it over to the boys out there.
Have fun. Be safe.
We're not exactly sure what they're going to be talking about because we've had a few beers. So be safe out there, truckers. Please pay attention to every wave that comes through. Good day.
Bye.
Bye.